Hari Om. We are studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 3, Karma Yoga, Slokas 40 to 43. This concludes the Chapter 3.
ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः. Bhagawan Sri Krishna, after explaining who is the true enemy, that is, desire and anger, or kama and krodha, of the wise, now explains in Sloka 40 to 42 where does this particular enemy resides in us. Once we know where it resides, it is easy to kill it, the enemy, that the karma, that is the desire. Sloka 40. Indriyani mano buddhihi asyaadhisthanamuchyate etairvimohayatyesha jnanamavrutya dehinam. Summary Sloka 40. Bhagavan said, the senses, the mind, and intellect are said to be its seats. These deludes the man by veiling his wisdom. Sloka 40 explains the seat of the enemy or the first residence of the enemy. Bhagavan Sri Krishna explains that the desire, the enemy, resides in senses and it slowly moves to mind and intellect. Bhagavan further advising Arjuna to kill this enemy first to preserve the knowledge and wisdom. Swami Sarva Priyananda states that body mind intellect complex has their autonomy of function in us. Swami further gives an example of a mahout and the elephant. Mahout who wants elephant to go to a particular place and elephant will disobeys the master. The mahout cannot do anything as elephant is stronger than him. Similarly, body and senses will not obey the orders of the intellect. Now body, mind and intellect function as an elephant. Swami Sarvapriyananda further advises that the only way to control the senses is continuous training. It has to become a habit. Desire starts at the level of senses, then the information is presented to mind, which coordinates and controls it. Then it is presented to intellect that takes the decision. It is easy to control these desires at the level of senses as indicated before by Swami Nikhilananda than at the mind and intellect. Desire, I like, that is at the senses level. Desire, I want, mind, lost control of senses. I do at the intellect level, that is action, and intellect justifies the action. Now the intellect is not working, it is confused. Swami Nikhilananda states that likes and dislikes, raga and dvesha, the enemy expresses in the senses, that is the first residence. These comes from our nature, that is the prakriti, which we have already discussed. When these likes and dislikes are strengthened as emotions, then it resides in the mind. Some of these dislikes and likes we justify as right or wrong. These justifications resides in the intellect. It is easy to destroy the enemy when it resides in the senses, but difficult to kill it when it is in the mind or in intellect. When the intellect of a person is covered by kama and krodha, one will behave foolishly. The enemy destroys the knowledge, that is the jnana, and wisdom, that vijnana. Swami further adds that how to attack the enemy of desire and strategize, strategize to kill it at its residence. Once one has the control of senses, karma at the level of senses can be destroyed.
Sloka 41. तस्मात् त्वमिन्द्रियाण्यादौ नियम्य भरतर्षभ पाप्मानं प्रजहिह्येनं ज्ञानविज्ञाननाशनम्.
Summary Sloka 41. O the best of the Bharatas, control first senses, kill this sinful desire and anger, the destroyer of knowledge and wisdom. Bhagawan Sri Krishna, after giving all the arguments, he now indicates that to Arjuna to restrain the senses first so that he can finally throw overboard the inner enemy, that is the desire and anger. Swami Sarvapriyananda comments on what we need to do to control the senses, which is the seat of the enemy, that is the desire. Sadhana or training is the means to control the senses, which starts from outwards to inwards. One may think that if the mind is pure, why one should control senses. He states that sadhana starts from gross to mental to intellectual parts. If one cannot control senses and mind and intellect, the self realization does not happen. He further states that first discipline discipline the sense organs. What I see, what I hear, what I taste, what I touch, what I smell. Set rules and regulations and follow them diligently. Fight the enemy of the desire at the level of senses as it destroys the knowledge learned from teachers. And also it destroys self realization as it does not happen. Swami advises that sadhana, that is bhakti, meditation, etc., must be increased and protected, otherwise, the knowledge will not get assimilated and will be destroyed.
Sloka 42. Indriyani paranyahuhu Indriyebhyah param manaha Manasastu para buddhihi Ye buddhe paratastu saha.
Summary Sloka 42. Bhagavan said, they say that the senses are superior to the body. Superior to senses is the mind. Superior to the mind is the intellect. One who is superior to the intellect is he, that is Atman or the self. In Sloka 42, Bhagawan Sri Krishna states the level of our external and internal systems. The senses are superior to the body, superior to the senses is the mind, superior to the mind is intellect, and superior to all is Atman. Swami Sarva Priyananda indicates that this is the most important sloka of Karma Yoga. Swami says that Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives the central message to Arjuna's question. Here, Lord Krishna is teaching us the Panchakosa Viveka, a method of discernment. These kosa or sheaths that covers Atman from outside to inside are Annamaya kosa, that is food sheath, 10 sense organs and senses, Pranamaya kosa, vital air sheath, 5 organs including breathing, Manomaya kosa, mental sheath, that is mind, Vijnanamaya kosa, intellectual sheath or intellect, and Anandamaya kosha or bliss sheath. He further adds to that imagine the chariot and horses. Body is considered as chariot, senses or sense objects as horses, reins as mind that control horses, intellect is charioteer, and the Atman a passenger not concerned with the chariot. In order to go on right spiritual path, horses need to be trained. Reins are fully grasped and under control. Knowledgeable charioteer who knows the path to our goal. Swami further reiterates that we need to have samanaska, that is, concentrated or focused mind and wisdom on spiritual knowledge.
Sloka 43. Evam buddhe param buddhva संस्तभ्यात्मानमात्मना जहि शत्रुं महाबाहुः कामरूपं दुरासदम्.
Summary Sloka 43. Thus, knowing Him, that is the Self, who is superior to the intellect, and restraining the Self by the Self, O mighty armed, slay the enemy in the form of desire, no doubt hard to conquer. Swami Nikhilananda, in his discourse, says and comments on Sloka 43 that knowing the subtlety of each level, senses, mind, intellect, and Atman, one has to identify with this Atman, a pure consciousness that is beyond intellect, to destroy our enemy, that is the desire. One has to be in a deep meditation and realize the true nature of the self to completely destroy the extremely difficult enemy. Swami reiterates that if one stays at the level of senses and mind, enemy overpowers us. It has to be at the level of intellect, merging with the self, that destroys the base of the desire. Swami Sarvapriyananda comments on Sloka 43 that Atman, which is subtler, which is inward and illumines not only superior to intellect, but it is the witness consciousness that knows everything. He says that one has to stay with the self to destroy the enemy. How? At the sense level, discipline. At the mind level, mindfulness, that is, concentration and focus, watching thoughts in the mind. At the intellect, knowledge and wisdom, sravana or hearing, mananam, concentration and understanding, and nididhyasana, assimilation of knowledge and internalizing the learning. These will facilitate, or these will definitely destroy the enemy in us. Hari Om. इत्यार्षे श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे कर्मयोगो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः।
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।